I'll never forget that night, the night I was babysitting for the Millers. They had a beautiful house, one of those big old ones with creaky floors and dark corners. It was just me and the kids, little Tommy and his sister, Emma. They were such sweet kids. And once I put them to bed, I thought the night would be easy. Around 9 p.m., after the kids were asleep, I was sitting on the couch in the living room, flipping through channels on the TV. Everything was quiet. Almost too quiet. Suddenly, the phone rang. It startled me because it was so loud in the silent house. I picked up the phone and said, "Hello?" But all I heard was breathing on the other end, heavy and slow. I said, "Hello?" again, but there was no answer, just more of that creepy breathing. Then, the line went dead. I hung up, thinking it was probably just a prank call. I tried to brush it off, but I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that washed over me. About 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. This time, I hesitated before picking it up. When I did, a deep voice whispered, "I'm watching you." My heart skipped a beat. I looked around, trying to see if someone was outside, but it was pitch black beyond the windows. I said, "Who is this?" But there was no response, just a low, eerie chuckle, and then the line went dead again. I started to panic. My hands were shaking, and I felt cold all over. I tried to tell myself it was just some jerk playing a prank, but the way that voice sounded, it was like he really was watching me. I locked all the doors, checked on the kids to make sure they were okay, and tried to calm down. Then, the phone rang again. This time, I was too scared to answer. I let it ring and ring until it stopped on its own. But then, the phone rang again, immediately. It was like whoever it was knew I was ignoring them and wanted to force me to answer. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed the phone and screamed, "Leave me alone!" But this time, the voice on the other end wasn't a whisper. It was loud and clear, and it said, "I'm already inside." My blood ran cold. The voice wasn't coming from the phone. It was coming from inside the house. I dropped the phone and ran to the kids' room, locking the door behind me. My heart was pounding so hard, I could barely hear anything else. I didn't know what to do. I just stood there, frozen, trying to listen for any sound outside the door. Then, I heard it. A creak in the hallway, like someone was walking towards the room. I grabbed Tommy and Emma, holding them close, and we huddled in the corner of the room, praying that whoever it was wouldn't find us. Minutes felt like hours, but eventually, everything went silent. I didn't dare move or make a sound. Finally, I heard the front door open and close. I waited, still clutching the kids, until I was sure whoever it was had left. When the Millers came home, I told them everything. They called the police, but they never found anyone. The police said it was probably just a prank, but I know what I heard. The voice on the phone. It was inside the house. I never babysat for the Millers again. In fact, I never babysat for anyone after that night. The memory of those calls and that voice still haunts me to this day.